Hello dear student, once again welcome. Let's learn another technique of teaching, that is storytelling. We are the student of English language, and in future you are going to be an English teacher, so that apart from pedagogical methods, approaches, you need to learn some techniques for teaching of English. In this technique, that is storytelling, the teacher who is good storyteller will always find his work of communicating knowledge easy. Means, if you are the English teacher, then you must have the quality of storytelling. Otherwise, you will never come before the students with new ideas. So, storytelling, it helps to arouse curiosity, and student will definitely pay proper attention towards your teaching. So that storytelling should be included in the classes as far as teaching to the student at lower level, higher level, or at secondary level. So in this storytelling technique, we need to keep three things in our mind. That is initial preparation, B, classroom procedure, and C, evaluation. In this initial preparation, what we need? As a teacher or as a student teacher, you should be so careful about selection of stories as per the objectives, as per the core elements and values, and as per age group of the listeners. For example, young children like fairy tales. Older children are more interested in adventurous story. So that while teaching particular prose or poem, you will have to add such type of story or technique of storytelling, so that you will have to keep proper objectives. Then you will have to add core elements and values, and you must think about the age group of the listeners to whom I am going to tell this story. In this one, another classroom procedure where you need to narrate the story in descriptive manner and in vivid manner, so that what expected is from this storytelling, that is, there should be the modulation of voice. Whatever content is there must be a speech change or pitch tone. While narrating story or telling story in the classrooms, such type of expressions and gestures should be used by the teacher himself or herself before the students. As per the need of content or as per the need of the story, somewhere you have to emphasize the sound. For example, click, 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 chomp, chomp, chomp. As per the need of the content, means before it you will have to consider the age group of the students, so that this classroom procedure will definitely help you to present your technique of storytelling in the classes. After telling such type of story, then you will have to evaluate whether student really understood or not by asking some important questions. The questions should be based on central theme, particular events and morals, as well as the value which are noticed in specific story. Means it is the simplest method or simplest technique of telling story or storytelling. And what are the merits of this one? By telling story follows communicative approach, means all students are there to have the communication among themselves. And children are there, they are ever ready to listen such type of stories, whether it has objectives or whether it is meaningful. Sometimes it is useful for ear training and auditory comprehension. Instead of reading particular prose or particular piece of paper, it must be ear training or auditory comprehension by listening to the narrator, listening to the storyteller. Core elements and values can be taught effectively. Means we know that there are 10 core elements and 10 values. For inculcation of these values, after explanation, you have to give the examples before them. But if you arrange any story, if you narrate any story, or if you are a good skill of narrating story, then with the help of such type of technique, you directly about to inculcate all values which are prescribed in curriculum. After that, students should be asked to narrate their speaking skill. The students are asked to narrate the story for developing their speaking skill, for improving their speaking skill. Our student will be more imaginative, their creative thinking will be enriched, and visualization can be directly developed. Because while telling of story or narrating story, student can visualize themselves, student can think about the characters, think about the incident, or visualization plays very effective role while listening the story. It also has some limitation. Teachers should be very skilled in verbal description and expressions, so as to tell or so as to narrate particular story. Teacher must be good at verbal description and at expressions, because content needs such type of description, content needs such type of expressions. He will be or he must be well versed with the language. Then for narrating story, sufficient preparation is required. Yes, this is another limitation, and it definitely true that it takes much time, and teacher is more active than students. This is another limitation. Yes, it happens that it is teacher-centered technique where all the students have to remain cool and calm. They are like passive listeners, and they have to observe in what way teacher narrates or tells the story based on their mentality, based on their experiences, based on their age group, so that students remain silent. After that, not suitable for intensive linguistic attempts. Whatever linguistic attempts are there, if there are skills, listening, speaking, reading and writing, it is impossible to complete the given task. And if the teacher accepts himself that such skills are not covered by telling story only, so that these are some limitations of storytelling. Thank you very much.